Let's say an investor wants to invest X amount at 10% rate for 3 years. How will he know what he will make each year? Two methods come to mind. Number one, compounding, which is the process of finding the future values of cash flows by applying the concept of compound interest. Compound interest is the interest that is received on the original amount, that is the principal, as well as on the interest earned but not withdrawn during the earlier periods. Number two, simple interest. This is the interest that is only calculated from the principal, hence no compounding of interest takes place. And with that in mind, I'm Moses from ZeriteVentures.com, and in this lesson, we will cover how to determine future values of cash flow. Let's start with future values of a single cash flow. Supposing you have $100 deposited in a bank at 10% interest, what will you get after 1 year? Future amount is equals to principal plus interest. So in this case, the $100 plus 10% of that, which will give you $110. Supposing you leave it there for 2 years on the same interest rate, what do you get? Future amount, in this case, will be your $100 plus 10% of that. And in the next year, it will be 10% of what you got in the previous year added. So that will be $121. Obviously, we need a formula to make this easy. So F is equals to A, and into bracket we have 1 plus I raised to power n, where I is the interest rate per period, n is the number of periods, F is future value or compound value, and A is principal. So from the example, we can calculate that one as shown here, and that will give you $121. Note, from the equation, the 1 plus I raised to power n is the compound value factor, and there are tables that give you such should you need one. What if you're depositing on annual basis? Let's talk about future value of annuity. Annuity refers to a fixed payment each year for a specified period of a number of years, for instance, agreeing to pay a given number of installments for a number of durations. Now here's an example. Suppose a given amount is constantly deposited in a saving account at the end of each year for 4 years at 6% interest rate. How much will you have at the end of these years? This means that the amount you've deposited on the first year will grow for 3 years, the one you deposited on the second year will grow for 2 years, the one you deposited on the third year will only grow for 1 year, and the one you deposited on the fourth year, that being the maturity year, will not yield any interest. This is how we can summarize that. So year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4. The total will give you 4.37. Now, we were assuming that the amount here is just $1, so it will give you that. This can be simplified using the following formula, and therefore you can get the future value. Note, the term inside the large brackets refer to the compound value factor for annuity. And just like the other one, this one also, there are tables that will give you that. So here's an illustration. Suppose $100 are deposited at the end of each year for the next 3 years at 10% interest rate. What is the compound value? So just applying the formula, you can fit it in there. So we have F is equals to 100, and into large brackets we have the 10% plus 1 raised to power 3 minus 1 over 0.10, or the 10%, and that gives us 331. If you're using the table, then future value is equals to annuity cash flow times compound value factor for annuity. So you just take the number and feed it there, and you'll get your answer. Suppose you want to accumulate a given amount of money at the end of given number of years from now. How much should we deposit at a particular interest rate to achieve that? Sinking fund is a fund which is created out of fixed payments each period to accumulate a future sum of a specified period. The sinking fund factor is the factor used to calculate the annuity for a given future sum, and it's equal to the reciprocal of the compound value factor of annuity. That is, A is equals to F into bracket 1 over compound value factor of annuity. So if you want to accumulate $21,875 at the end of 4 years from now, how much should we deposit yearly at an interest rate of 6%? So applying that formula, we can work it out. A is equals to that one, and then we have that, and that will give us 21,875 times 1 over 4.375, which gives us $5,000. In business, this is important in determining things like how much cash should you put away to repay bond or debentures at the end of a specified period. So try to do these questions again till you get the concept, and if you have any question, let us know. In the next lesson, we will talk about present value. And remember, you can join us on YouTube, that is Zerite Network. Feel free to like, share, or subscribe. Till then, have a lovely day.